In the previous clip, I mentioned some of the problems, the perceptual problems facing zha-wei therapy, particularly for foreign potential patients. And one of those problems was lack of familiarity with the overall treatment modality. Now, it occurred to me that when I was told that the treatment had been invented in Europe, in Belgium in fact, that possibly there were some publications on it out there. And so I went to Medline and I searched for intraprostatic injections, and I came up with actually a huge number of hits, but a lot of them were only referencing papers, and the number of original papers was a lot smaller. It was in fact 18 plus 2 review papers. Now I've put those in the list on my laptop over here, so I'll just point the camera at them and we can talk about them a little bit. There are the papers. I'll just zoom in fact, and try and get them on screen. I hope that's visible. I'll be posting these elsewhere shortly. Okay, so these are the papers in chronological order, starting from Baert's seminal paper in 1980, where he set out his results. I think in the Journal of Urology, I think several of his publications, so some of these early publications marked Belgium, were actually in the very prestigious Journal of Urology. But you can see that the number of countries where trials using intraprostatic injections have been carried out is actually quite great. We've got Belgium, Spain, Japan, Egypt, Turkey, the USA by a chap called Meyersack, and recently quite a few in China. This in China, this is a fraction of the Chinese research on this treatment methodology, I think, because a lot of it doesn't get translated. And then we've got Gersini down here in Italy, who has a website, prostatitis2000.org, I believe. And then back in 2004, for some reason, which I'm not too clear about, there were 2 separate review articles which looked at this particular treatment method for prostatitis. Now, if you take these 20 articles, 18 pieces of research, and compare that with the number of pieces of research that have been done on other treatment modalities for prostatitis, you'd be absolutely right to say that it's on the fringe. But on the other hand, there is an accumulated body of knowledge about it. And if you look at where that's been coming from recently, it's not been coming from the West. I mean, these review papers aside, there hasn't been that much published about it in the West. I mean, the majority has been coming from, if you go back as far as 1996, 1998, it's all been coming from the what you might call the Near East or the East, or in the majority, from China, Japan and Turkey, or with a little bit from the US. Now I'll explain in the uploaded thing how to get to look at these abstracts, and most of these papers do have abstracts available to read online. But leafing through them, I noticed that they were generally extremely positive. I mean, the quoted cure rates were very high, the incidence of side effects were low, and looking through them, I really was at a loss to explain why this treatment methodology isn't more popular in other countries, and why it seems to have faded to obscurity almost.